Hello and welcome to another Gerald Main radio review, and today we're reviewing this, and this is the Homerton by Majority. Now it is a radio, it has FM, it has DAB, DAB+, and internet radio. And internet radio brings, wait for this, 25,000 different stations, all sorts of music types, all sorts of speech genre. Oh, it could be plays, it could be drama, it could be news, it could be talk phone-ins, and any sort of music you like. 25,000 different stations out of this box. And if you've still got some CDs knocking around, it's a CD player. If you have some music on a USB stick, then you can plug that in as well. I think that covers it. No, not quite, because it's Bluetooth as well. So if you've got music on, I don't know, your phone or your computer, you can link up via Bluetooth. Oh yeah, then there's UP&P. You can link up using that as well to connect your various devices, should you so wish. So it's a pretty versatile machine. There's an awful lot that I really like about the Homerton by Majority, and there are a couple of things that I just think are a bit odd. I like the look of this machine. I think it'd go pretty much anywhere. It'd go in your living room, it'd go in your kitchen, go in your office, and it pumps out quite a good sound, as you'll hear in a moment. Here is the German version of the instructions. If you turn it around the back, here the English version of the instructions, and they're really good. They're written in plain English, and you can follow everything here. So this is a really good, don't lose this when you open the box. Don't throw it away because it's really useful. So that's the instruction. Then there's this. This card is a 3-year guarantee. Now I think that says heaps about what Majority are and what they think of their products, because they're prepared to back their products for not 1, not 2, but 3 years. So look after that. You need to register, so don't throw that away. And the third thing is this. Now this I really like. This is the remote control. Again, it's pretty plain and simple. And although there are controls aplenty on the machine itself, on the radio itself, I tend to use the remote for everything. I just find it easier. It comes with a couple of batteries, which is good too. These are the controls on the top of the radio, and top left is your standby, menu, alarms. You've got a favourite button so you can keep a track of all your internet favourites and DAB and FM favourites. And it's all pretty straightforward, and within about 5 minutes of getting it out of the box, you'll be whizzing through the menus like a good 'un. The most important button on the remote is the home button, and it takes you to the menu. And there we are, there's the menu. So let's quickly go through them. There's Bluetooth, you can connect to your phone, an auxiliary that you can plug in. Oh, anything you like really. Information center, this is great. You can set up the weather for your part of the world or any other part of the world. You can set up financial information, and there's a bit of systems information. So there you go, financial information, and the CD player is absolutely fine. CD, DAB, FM, internet radio, that's where I really want to go, because this is the best thing I think of this particular radio music center. It's the internet radio, and you've got unlimited, well, 25,000, that's pretty close to unlimited choice. And this is one way that the menus work. You can search for a radio station by radio station or music, click on that, and you can decide, do I want to search by genre, different types of music, or do I want to search by countries? So well, let's go by countries, and let's go to Europe. Pick a country in Europe. Let's try Croatia for no particularly good reason. And if we scroll through the different types of music and radio stations in Croatia, let's see whether there we are, folk music in Croatia. Look at all these stations providing folk music in Croatia. And I don't know, where should we go? Radio Banovina. Should we try it? Go on, let's be brave. Let's see what happens when you go to Radio Banovina. They're rocking down in Banovina tonight. So that's really just a quick look at how you might select radio stations, and you can save them. There you are, to my favourites. And I've saved a few stations on here, but that gives you just a flavour of the different menus and the different ways of listening to radio. Oh yeah, here's an interesting feature. If you look at sleep radio on one of the menus, have a press of that, and you can get radio stations that play the sound of birds or a solo piano or the sound of raindrops to make you fall asleep. What do you want to go for? Should we go for, let's go for birds. Let's see what happens when you press birds. Here we go. Turn the volume up. That's fantastic. You can imagine David Attenborough sitting at home listening to Brazilian birdsong for hour after hour. Apart from Croatian folk music and Brazilian birdsong, what does the Homerton sound like? Well, that's incredibly difficult to demonstrate on a video such as this. But from my perspective, there's plenty of treble, there's plenty of bass, and plenty of notes in between to cover pretty much all listening. On the remote, there's an EQ button that you can press and toggle through all sorts of different settings. The default is normal, but you can change it to flat, to jazz, rock, soundtracks, classical, pop or news. And you know, I've left it on normal for the last few days that I've been listening, and pretty much everything sounded okay. So here it is, the Homerton by majority. So what do I really think? I like the sound, I like the build quality, I like the fact that it's easy to use. I do like the fact that it's got a 3-year warranty. That's all good. A couple of things I'm not so sure about. One, I'm very sure about. I didn't like the plastic cover that they put over the little window at the front, which should gently peel off once you've opened the box, and instead it left a horrible gooey, gluey residue, which I had to get off with alcohol. It wasn't a huge problem, but the other thing that's just a little bit odd is that the speaker is on the top of the radio, and there's a bass speaker at the bottom, but the main speaker is up here on the top, and most radios, in fact 99.9%, have the speakers there, so the sound projects out. So it's just a little bit odd that it's there and goes that way. But having had a couple of days listening to the Homerton, it makes no difference at all really, and it's perfectly adequate for my office, for a living room, for a kitchen. The sound quality is still really good. So overall, this gets the thumbs up from me. If you've enjoyed the review, then give me the thumbs up and even subscribe to the channel if you'd be so kind. Hope you'll come back again soon for another grown-up review of a grown-up product for grown-ups like the two of us. We'll see you again.